Well, hello. Welcome to Charlene's Kitchen. Today, I'm going to make some hamburger. You might call it a hamburger patty, but it's going to be with a mushroom gravy. I think it's going to be really good. And we're going to make it with some real big noodles, nice uh, flat and like a dumpling noodle, and just pour that mushroom sauce. So let's get started. What I have here is my ground meat ready to go, and I've got some breadcrumbs here, about 3/4 of a cup. Now I'm going to add an egg to that breadcrumb, just one, and about a half a cup of milk. And we're going to just get that mixed up so it gets the time to settle. And here I have a teaspoon of poultry seasoning and a half a teaspoon of garlic pepper. I'm going to mix that in there too. Let it all just settle in, but before we put it into our ground meat. Okay, now I thought I'm going to grate a little onion into my hamburger. So we'll do that. And just raise that a little bit so you can see. Just grate it in there. A nice sweet onion. Rather than chopping it, I thought I would, this is about it's a big onion though, but about a half an onion. And just grate it. So, like that. Getting all that in there. There we are. That's looking kind of good. Just twirl it around and get your grater going. Okay. Maybe not anymore. Let's see, I don't want these big pieces in there. Okay. That should be good enough. It's not quite, well, I'm going to take a little bit more of this part. I don't want those big chunks. That should do it. I'm just going to take this stuff out of here. And it was a nice big sweet onion. That should do it. Okay. So we've got our seasoning in here, our egg, and our breadcrumbs. Let's put that in there. Okay. Like so. Now everything is at room temperature. Get everything that you want in there. Take your meat out when you decide to make something like this. Take your eggs out. And we just give it a good mix. Okay. I also have 2 cloves of garlic, but I'm only going to use 1 in here right now. I'm going to use the rest in my sauce because we're going to make a wonderful gravy, a mushroom gravy. So let's just get that all in there. Let's see how that, I just take a little taste. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. I can see that. It needs it. So, let's see. 1 teaspoon of salt. There we are. There she goes. I thought maybe that poultry seasoning does have salt in it, so I'm careful with doing that. So we'll just mix that all up. Well, because we do have to have enough salt. Let's see, now where am I with that? Let's take a little taste. I just take a little taste. This is good. Okay, we're not going to put another egg in. I wasn't sure. I took a little flour. I'd say about, this is about a half a cup of flour. And I added a little bit of salt, and I'm going to add a little sprinkle of garlic pepper in it too. I like it peppery. Okay, so we're just going to add for a little flavor. Let's just bring that down. Yeah, about sprinkles of half a teaspoon of salt. Let's go like that. And then a half a teaspoon of some garlic pepper, and just toss that around a little bit, okay? And we're going to roll these hamburger patties that we made. And what we did here is we made them oval, okay? There's an oval little patty. So I'm going to roll that in some flour like that, dredge it in there, and put it in the pan, which I already have going. And here we go. Dredge it in the flour and make a little oval patty so it doesn't look like a meatball, okay? Because that's not what you're making. So there it is, and goes right into the pan. I think I'm going to need a little bit of more Crisco oil in there, just a dab. Let's go on with this. Here we go with that patty, a little oval patty, and dredge it in some flour. Season it a little bit, you know, with a little salt and pepper. A little salt and pepper. Here we go to another one. And I make them a little on the oval side. Dredge it again, very quickly, just like that. Same thing goes here. I think this one's a little smaller. I'm going to add a little more there. Yeah. I'm going to add a little bit more to that. And into the flour. And into the pan. Okay. And again. Pat it out, you know, so to loosen up that flour. All right, we're going to move this right out. And we've got these little hamburgers browning up in some Crisco oil, and don't they look good? Don't they look good? I'm going to pat it lightly. You don't want to squeeze all the juice out of it, right? Okay, there we go. Ooh, my goodness, it smells so good. It helps with a little light, doesn't it? Okay. We just brown those up. As those little patties are browning up, I'm going to, let's see if they're ready. Yep, that one is. Let's see if this one is ready. Okay, and one more. And we're going to add now a little bit of coarsely chopped, the rest of that sweet onion. The rest of that sweet onion that I had from left over from when we grated that onion into the ground meat. So we're going to just get those a little toasty. I wanted to show you how good these little patties look right now with the little onion. They're getting nice and browned up. And then I wanted to show you the next step to this, because I bought some baby Bella mushrooms and some white mushrooms. And I rinsed them really well, wiped them with paper towels. I cut off those little stumps. And now I'm slicing them up, because that's going to be our next thing. Pretty soon we're going to be taking out these hamburger patties and onions and start adding our mushrooms. Well, I took the hamburger and the onions out of this frying pan, and there's enough fat in there. I didn't add any more, because you have to realize some of that comes out from the meat itself. Now I am going to add my mushrooms that I've sliced up. And we're going to get those sauteed. Oops, I missed one there. All right. There's always somebody that's got to be different. All right, there we are. Oh, and he had a partner too. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and did I get them all now? I hope. Yeah. Okay, so now if you don't like mushrooms, or you can't, a lot of people have a problem with eating them, then simply omit this step, because I'm going to show you a sauce that you can make. You don't have to use the mushrooms if you can't, you know. I know my mother-in-law would never. I'm going to add some butter to this. I'm going to add some butter. Oh, this is a lot of yummy goodness. All right. Gotta get them going. I'm gonna sprinkle that with a little salt. At least a half a teaspoon. At least, maybe a whole teaspoon. So then that's up to you, because some people don't want to, you don't want to encourage all the salt used for people who can't take it. And I prefer not having, I think I'm beginning to enjoy my food a little more without adding all that salt all the time, because you do get used to that. So we're gonna get this till it breaks down a bit, and then we're gonna make our sauce. I wanted to show you that after I added the little bit of butter and then I salted them, they are releasing all that goodness into the pan, as you can see now. I want them to be just a little more tender before I remove them to make the sauce. Now here's our hamburger patties are resting with the onion, and this is the type of a noodle that I had in mind, a broad leaf type noodle, you know. This is that no egg noodle, just to give you an idea. As those mushrooms are sauteing and getting a little more tender, I'm now going to add that second garlic clove that I told you I chopped up real fine, and I was going to use it in my gravy. So we're going to get that, because this is so nice. It's gentle, you know, with the mushrooms. You can add it then, because garlic it's you don't want to ever burn it. So this will be a nice way of getting it in there and incorporating them in our sauce. Still not quite yet, but almost there. It looks so good. We're just gonna get that. Whoops, one jumped out. I'll have to go get them. Alrighty, now I removed the mushrooms, and I'm now going to add about, let's say a good 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to make a little roux in our sauce, our little sauce. Got to melt down the butter. I've been doing this a lot lately, seems like, with some of the recipes that that I have been working on. So if you missed it before, here it is again. These are kind of company dishes, you know. I think people would really enjoy that. I know I love it. And I'm going to add a little bouillon to that and let that get soft in there. A little beef bouillon, okay? Yeah, just gonna break it up. Okay, so now, well, now you have, you know, quite a bit of nice stuff going on there. Okay, so now 3 tablespoons of flour, and I'm using the leftover flour that I was coating the patties with. So, you know, hang on to everything because you're always going to use it again. So here's our 3 tablespoons of flour. And get my little whisk out here. And let's go at it. We want the butter to absorb all that flour, and we added the beef bouillon in there too, which will add to the flavor. Maybe I'll add another one in there. I think I'm going to take, let's put another one in there. And we're just about ready to add our milk. There we go. As soon as a little heat hits it, it's very cooperative. All right, so now we're going to get our milk in there. And we're going to start stirring that slowly. Okay. And there it goes. I can't simply get without that falling in the pan. Okay. I don't let those things bother me, you know. It's just part of it. All right, so here we go. Add a little more milk. Add a little more milk. Incorporate that really nice. Watch it come together. I added I have 2% today. Usually I have whole milk, but today I've got 2% milk. Let that come to a good old boil here. Come on. Okay. And I'm going to add a half a cup of half and half a cup. Okay. Seeing I didn't have the whole milk. All right. And you don't have to use half and half. You can stick with the milk. This is fine. But if you want it a little richer, you might want to do that. All right, so we're going to bring that up a little. This is the rest of the milk. And now we're just going to get that to where it's simmering really nice. Then we put our wonderful ground beef patties and the onion and the mushrooms together. Okay. It's almost there. I'm going to add a third beef bouillon. One more. So 3 altogether, because when I tried it, I felt it needed just a little bit more of that beefy flavor, and you know, it's also the salt content of that. So it needed it. So I put it one more in there. So it's 3 beef bouillons altogether. I'd rather do it like that than find that I've overdone it. You can always add, you know, and that's why you have to taste it all the time. Now that sauce is getting pretty nice. See, it's getting silky now. And you have to give it time. You have to give it time. And then we're going to add those hamburger patties in. And that sauce is bubbling. That sauce is bubbling. All right, I'm going to lower that flame a little bit. You know, you can't have it too high either. It's one of those things. Okay. I'm going to slowly add my hamburger patties into this wonderful sauce. Okay, now that's really going to add to the flavor. And just very gently. Very gently. Oh boy, this is something. I can't wait. Now, these onions, I'm going to just bring this up slightly. Here's my onions, okay, with all of that juice from the meat. Okay, that's going in there. Oh my. And I'm going to put this in the oven for 350 for about 30 to 40 minutes. I'll see how, because they have to cook up. You know, those patties are, see how they're pretty thick, see? And so they're going to get a chance to fully cook. And here's the mushroom gravy now. Here's where, oh my God. This is what you wait for. Okay. So here we go. Into that. That's really going to enhance the mushroom flavor. The whole schmeal. Oh boy. Oh my. Okay, as soon as my oven comes up, I'm going to put this in there. I'm going to cover it. And I just want it to go for about 30 minutes. And then we can dig in. Well, welcome back. I plated up those wonderful little patties. I glistened up those noodles a little bit in some butter. Take a look at this and see if you don't think this looks pretty darn good. How about that, huh? Those little no yolk noodles, they're just perfect for it. A little dumpling type of noodle, and here's that hamburger. Oh my God, you don't need a knife, right? You don't need a knife to cut this. Oh my gosh, I have to have a little taste of this, huh? Oh. It melts in your mouth. It really does. And the little, look at this onion. And the little mushroom. Oh, wow. I hope you try my recipe. This is really a good one. And it's not too bad to make. You can make it ahead of time. That's what's nice about it. That's what's nice about it. But, oh, these little mushrooms and those noodles, and what can I say? It's pretty darn good. I hope you try my recipe.